We are officially live. I think.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let me send you the link. So in case you do want to watch it.
Watch you play Flappy Bird.
Yes, Flappy Bird. That's exactly what I'm playing today.
I've been waiting the countdown to Flappy Bird.
Yes, Flappy Bird is what's gonna get me to the top. I'm
What
trying.
did you send me last night? What was that AI Guitar Hero thing? Because I was like, wait, what? And you're like, it's happening.
It goes back to our conversation, what it was before about Guitar Hero. Like, oh my god, Guitar Hero is one hell of a phase, you know, yeah, because for like 5 years straight, or 4 years straight, however long it was, everybody kept playing, Guitar Hero, and then he's like, man, that's gonna make a comeback. And then I go back home, I lay on my couch, and then I hit, I scroll all the way to the left on my For You page on my phone, like the recent
Yeah.
news, and it says Guitar Hero mobile. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It's because you Googled it, man. I'm telling you, you opened that Pandora's box,
Oh
and then all of a
my
sudden your phone gets
god.
flooded with Guitar Hero stuff.
Ah man,
It's
that's,
almost like that's what you should like do to your buddies. To start sending them weird links like Guitar Hero or Teletubbies, and they open it and they're like fuck, and their algorithm just filled with like Guitar Hero and Teletubbies, just bombing their algorithm with fucking BS. But yeah, AI Guitar Hero sounds like a terrible idea, and I was like, because it's like a new announcement overshadowed by AI controversy, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to
want to be a part of
read
all
through this
that.
article or not. Yeah, Activision announced Guitar Hero Mobile.
Well, I mean, there's apparently an
Jesus.
AI art about
All
it,
right.
and then it's not gonna happen, but it still may happen. Like they've been talking about this since like 2007, and then after I read through, it's like,
Okay.
oh, I do remember
Oh
them
yeah,
talking about that. I'm like, yeah, Activision was gonna bring Guitar Hero to mobile. I was like, okay, that makes sense,
dude.
but
Activision though, like go through their library. Like I'm trying to think of like besides Guitar Hero, the best Activision game that comes to your mind, right?
it's always Call of Duty. That I can think of Activision and Call
Okay,
of
so
Duty.
that's what comes to mind for Activision.
For me, at least. I mean,
So I'm trying to think. Oh man,
man,
I'm
we're
trying
just
to
getting too
think.
old for
There's
this
got to
crap.
be something.
Hold on. It keeps on saying I'm offline, but I'm not
Uh
offline
oh.
on Twitch. Well, I'm.
Wasn't Tony Hawk like Activision?
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Fucking, I remember.
Right. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like, remember?
yeah, I
Like
remember.
that eyeball logo and the fucking and like the startup screen. So I'm like going through my mind like, okay, they went from Tony Hawk, Call of Duty, and then Guitar Hero. What did Guitar Hero start out as? Like, that's the ticket to me right now is like learning the lore or the beginning of turning it into a video game. I need to look see if there's a Guitar Hero documentary out there. Some random Clyde decided one day he's like, I can make a video game out of this, and then here we are googling Activision.
I'm literally
Black Ops 2.
Googling Activision at the moment. Activision.
It's like Tony Hawk's the only thing I could think in my mind. Was Crash Bandicoot? Was it
No,
Activision?
I don't think so. Let's see, dude. Activision's been
But
around since like
they
the
had some fucking
1980s.
thing. Right, and I'm sitting here going through like I've seen that
Holy
Activision
shit.
logo
If you just go through
a
their whole
lot.
entire, that's a lot, dude. A lot, a lot. Transformers
There for a
Activision,
while they were
apparently.
tearing it up.
Yeah, Transformers is part of that. Dark Reign, Battlezone, Tenchu. I didn't know Tenchu was, Activision. That's news to me. And I actually like Tenchu. It was like one of those like ninja samurai games from Japan that you play as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that other I don't want to dive off of the Activision thing immediately, but there was a game that you played on was it PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 and was it Ninja Gaiden or something?
Oh, so
What was
Ninja.
that one called?
So there is Ninja
You were really
Gaiden.
good at it. I know that. Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden is it was on Xbox originally. From
Is
what
that
I
what
can
it was?
remember. Yeah, and it was on Xbox, but I believe it like started off like on the Nintendo. It was like a side scroller. And
Well,
then
did you play it, or am I mistaken? Because I remember somebody like booting it up one day, and I was just sitting there. It was at Celtech. That was the first time I've seen it, and I was like, "Holy cow!" And you just ran through. Yeah, it was one of those moments. I don't know. Maybe was it you?
I mean,
Shit,
it
dude.
was at Celtech. We had the Xbox back then, and yeah, it had to be, you know.
Dude, Activision is nuts. I'm on their Wikipedia right now because I was like, well, all I could think of is Tony Hawk, and for whatever reason, you said Dark Reign. I played Dark Reign, I think.
Did you? I don't know anything about that game. Like that name sounds familiar, but man, you're looking back at like 1980s, 1990s right there. Where I was
Yeah,
born
Dark
in.
Reign reminded me of like golly, it reminded me of well, the cover. Like this is what we were talking about the other night. Like the cover would get you, you know. So if it's on computer or like Road Rage or Road Rash or whatever that motorcycle game, you
Yeah.
would like, oh dude, this is badass. Then you'd get into it and you're like, it's badass, but the cover and the back of it really fooled you. But Dark Reign 2, like the cover of it is like black or green or something, and I would just remember playing it either on a computer or whatever. But Activision to me to this day is either Crash Bandicoot or Tony Hawk. I think just the loading screens like immediately. I'm like, oh, I'm playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and there it is. But I don't know, man. What other gaming studios or places like that have been around since, besides Nintendo? But I'm talking like game developers, or not necessarily hardware, even just like straight up software.
Oh man, you bring up a very.
Activision.
There's
Because
been
we
a.
brought up Capcom. Was that? That's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
that's a
that
pretty
was
big one.
arcade slash Street Fighter, and it was across all platforms for the most part.
I mean, it's Sega, Bungie, Square
Right.
Enix. You know,
Yeah.
I think Square Enix had like a weird growth cycle they had going on with them because I believe it was like originally Square in general, and then they got bought out or they bought somebody else out, and they had to reformat the whole entire company.
Prestige. Prestige worldwide.
Yeah. We're wide.
Worldwide. Um, but yeah, man, that's nuts. Oh man, they made Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue on Dreamcast.
I
That's
I
that's
never
a
got
game I remember.
I never got a chance to play that. I got to play the original Toy Story one on like the Nintendo. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Yeah, at the very it,
Pikachu.
it
That's the one
follows
you're
the
talking about.
yeah, it follows like the movie for pretty well too.
Spider-Man, Activision, PlayStation, Game Boy Color.
Oh shit! Yeah, the Carnage cartridge.
Holy shit. X-Men, Buzz Lightyear, Tony Hawk, Blade. They made a Blade game on Game Boy Color.
I think Activision also made
Activision
aren't
made
they
a Blade game on Game Boy Color.
the one that actually made the Bruce Lee game too that had the big controversy because Bruce Lee's family
Uh
never actually got like a piece of anything that is related to him at all.
oh. So there's like a forbidden Bruce Lee Game Boy game or PlayStation game or something?
Like, I believe it's like Game Boy or Nintendo game. It wasn't forbidden or anything like that. I think the movie studio actually owned the rights to everything
Oh,
about
so it
him,
was like
and
okay.
they just abused the shit out of that thing, man. Like, holy crap, you felt kind of bad for the family. Like, yeah, you kind of deserve a little bit of money, but they didn't give him
And
anything.
no joke, especially to make a Game Boy game or a Nintendo game in general. I don't know. After someone had passed away, like they're like
Yeah, I mean,
that would be tough. You know, your family just passed away, and all of a sudden it's like Bruce Lee video game coming out this summer, and you're like,
like,
what? And then on top of it, not
oh yeah. Then shortly afterwards, you know, his son died. It's like, man, it's just like back to back to back.
yeah.
You're getting
Oh,
abused.
that's a whole thing too
Yeah.
about Brandon Lee passing away on the set of The Crow. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy times. We went from Activision
To Bruce Lee.
to Bruce Lee to royalties to Brandon Lee, The Crow.
Oh,
But golly, dude, Wolverine? I don't know.
I didn't know
But
they
yeah,
even had a
that's
Wolverine game. Like,
Activision made it, dude. Like I'm in like 2 decades ago, like 2000, like 99 or to 2010. I was just going through that. I hadn't even made it through the this decade yet of what they put out. But I was just like, Activision. Oh, and then you know, it started out was like, what do you think of when you think of Activision? You're like Call of Duty, and I'm like Tony Hawk. And then it's like, oh crap, they've been around for 40 plus years.
Oh yeah, they've been putting in work, dude.
That is so awesome. I'm just trying to like think of, well, how something starts, like a concept, like a proof of concept, like a Roblox game, like we're speaking about, and then they see it that the gameplay works well, and then they start saying like we can make this look better, perform better, and sell it as a complete package, or do they walk in with an idea of how they want it to look, and then have to get stuck at utilizing that engine to develop the game? You know what I mean? Like they're maxed out, or they're only capable to use the Unreal Engine or whatever that is, and they build around that. In reality, in their mind, they thought of something completely different. You know, 'cause rolling and strafing and crouching and running and all that stuff is built around, I believe, maybe a couple different iterations of an Unreal Engine or a game engine that was produced specifically for that game, or a new console coming out. So that's where I'm like, how does this game, Warhammer, I mean, the proof of concept was, oh, Warhammer's super popular, but how do we make it a good game? Like, what do you think would make, is it, you know, Gears of War? Where does that come from?
I
comic books?
I think somebody had like a base material, like story wise, and it's like, you know, this would be better as like a long drawn out game or something like that. Because yeah, you watch like war movies all the time and space movies. Like, you know, I'd much rather live through this you know storyline than actually you know watch it you know for an hour.
For the longest time, for example, like you were saying, if a game was made after a movie, you kind of stayed away from it.
Yeah, because it was
like,
terrible.
Like,
well, because you watched the movie first, though.
Lord of the Rings or a Star Wars or an iteration of a game that you're like, oh, well, this isn't half bad, and you're like, but yeah, a Transformers game, but Spider-Man knocks it out of the park, but they didn't base it off of a movie. It's like a collection of movies, comic, and everything, and then it just turns into like, what do you want to do as Spider-Man? Oh, I want to be able to swing building to building and have a huge map. Deal. Done. And then is there a specific engine you used for that, or is it all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're using this engine and everybody has the same playground, you know, essentially. So it's like Roblox, but your studio is bigger. It's just like, oh, we're going to use this engine and we're going to put our, you know, graphics to it and our shading, our textures and all that stuff, fill out the map. But do you have a group of people that do different, like they specifically work on the characters, the NPCs, and then one team works on the landscape, you know, the buildings and the cars that blow up and the mailboxes that get knocked over and the light poles that fall? Is that a completely different team, or is it the same group of people that are making this?
I remember watching a documentary on Mortal Kombat.
Crazy game.
No, I remember watching a documentary on Mortal Kombat a while back, right? And then back then they had, I believe they had like a massive team, and now I think they shrunk it down because it doesn't take that much to make the backgrounds and everything for certain games. And that's
really didn't move. You might have lava in the background on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The cheesier the better on Mortal Kombat. But they use that stop motion shit. Like they actually use photos. People would jump in the air and take pictures.
Yeah, they still do that. The mocap.
Right. Yeah.
They still do that to today. Because it's very handy. You know, why animate somebody doing it? We can just record somebody doing it with little dots on their body, and it's like, oh, cool, that's a good reference point right there.
Yeah. And it's a Mortal Kombat thing. You know, that art style, that way of that game, like immediately, like, oh, Mortal Kombat.
Man.
You don't care what number it is. You're just like, yes, this is Mortal Kombat. But like, I don't know. That's what intrigues me a lot about just the gaming industry. Like, it's the same thing as the movie industry or a TV show. It starts out as a book or a graphic novel or something in writing or a concept, and then it gets put to, you know, pages on a comic book or a manga or whatever, and then someone finally says, hey, this is actually legitimate, and they start putting color to it, and they turn it into a flip book or a cartoon, and then another studio polishes it. You know, the 3D, the 2D, the lighting, the crazy power-ups, and then you have a group of people that are testing it. You know, that sit there and like, this is bullshit, or I just jumped through the map, or the waterfall's too loud in the background, I can't hear shit. You know, like, I just feel like nowadays that these studios are like 4 stories tall, and each level is, you know, working on something. And but then we have games like Roblox that are just
The most simplest thing in the world is like, you know what? We're just gonna
right.
keep it open source. Like, hey, you can make your own
Might as
game
well.
mode if you want. You know, we don't care. We got your money regardless.
Yeah, it's like a whole like collection of people that either want to play something different all the time, or and then the other part of that community is probably like you get into a community of people that make really good maps, because there's a whole thing about Forza tracks too, or people that do liveries on Forza or Gran Turismo or whatever game that allows you to do liveries.
Hmm.
Like, you follow that profile, you know, for example, my gamer tag, and you can go through and select my tune from that car, my livery from that car, or whatever, and copy and paste it. Well, Roblox is the same way. You can look up, you know, maps or games that they've made by gamer tag, and then that's how you gain a reputation. Now, is there a major studio paying attention to that, or is it how would a person that made a really good fucking game in Roblox, besides, I guess, getting the currency from Robux that they spend in that game, but how much of a percentage do you get of that? So do you have to have 10 really good games that people put a lot of time in and spend $19 in Robux in there? Or, like, is this just something some guys doing on the side, or a group of people are doing on the side together, and
I
making
think
it fun for everybody?
I think it's the latter, dude. Because like, no, you know, no most companies don't think like, oh, we're gonna make a basic game. They're gonna eat it up. Like, no, it's like one guy doing it is like, he never expected to actually become anything, and it just kind of
Right.
blows up.
Like Rocket League or Mall Drifters or any of these, Flappy Bird, or,
Yeah, nobody
you know,
expected to
just,
blow up. Like, man, if
yeah.
you look at Roblox as a whole, it's like, man, this game looks janky as fuck. I was like, oh, I shouldn't excuse my
There's a
language, but
gym in there. There's
yeah,
gotta be a
there is.
fucking.
Well, even Friday Nights at Freddy's, you know, that was like a weird game, and
I
that,
never did watch that or play that. I watched the. I think I
meh.
tried watching the movie, but it's just a horror game.
Yeah, it's like a simple horror game, but then it got like very complex with the storylines and little things you can do in there, and man, people loved it. Like, I was generally surprised how much people loved it, but it was a thing. And
Well,
I still see streamers playing it to today. He was like, hey, every once in a while you might see somebody pop up. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna play Five Nights today. Really?
to this day.
To this day. And they had like
To this
sequels too.
day.
That's what's crazy about it. They had sequels about that game.
I've seen the thumbnails. I've seen people, and I think I've watched some of it. But it's a creepy animatronic bear, right? And then
It's a series of animatronics. You know, it's like a duck, a bunny, and stuff like that. And it's basically Chuck E. Cheese that's haunted. If you want to, you know, really break it
okay.
down, it's like, oh
So
yeah.
you're trying to get out of this place without getting
Ye-
murdered by one of the animatronics.
No, if I can remember correctly, you are a security guard tasked to watch the building for the night. And then, you know, the guy that hires you doesn't tell you like, hey, you know, there's,
Like
there,
Night at the museum. But
yeah, it's based like that.
yeah.
Yeah, you might die, but you know, you get paid like $100 to watch the building for the night. You know, you can lock the door, but hey, the doors are battery operated. I don't know, they have like a little weird power supply.
Man.
That whole concept was just the most bonkers thing ever, and then people ate it up. It was like, holy crap. I remember like talking to Adam about that too, and his kids was just constantly, you know, on that game, watching that game, you know, just everything about it. And then he got to the point where he was just sick of it. It's like, you know what? You are not allowed to play this game, watch this game, because I hate it. And he would freak the hell out every time his kid would pop it up. It was
Watch
like,
Bluey. Watch Bluey.
right.
Anything this fucking crazy bear.
I was like really surprised. Like, there's like parents out there like legitimately hated that thing, and it wasn't just him. They get so. I think it's more like the obsession that kids has on the current game, because that's all you see, and you start to worry as a parent too. It's like, hey, this is a horror game. They're gonna have nightmares. It might cause like some unknown trauma. that they don't know about. You know, like remember when it got released? There's so many kids out there that are afraid of clowns now because of that movie.
Yeah, it's a whole phobia. now.
Yeah, yeah,
I know a couple people that are scared of clowns.
yeah.
I'm allergic to clowns, so I'm not scared of them. I'm just allergic to them.
I just find the whole concept a little creepy. It's like grown ass man put on a makeup to entertain kids. Like that don't sound appealing to me. I don't know what parents would actually do that.
Right. I
But
don't know. Yeah, where'd the whole clown thing come from? Is this part of the circus?
it was a
Then
part
all
of the
a
circus.
sudden
Yeah,
They
circus.
split up and it was like, well, the band split up. You got mimes over here, clowns to your left. You got
Yeah, clowns come to the house. Mimes
Mime
work on the
trainers, yeah.
streets, and then animal tamers they stay at the zoo.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tiger King.
yeah, Tiger King concept kind of thing.
I have an assortment of wild cats. But yeah, that's I remember it being, you know, on the YouTubes, but I don't remember, like, I know they made a movie out of it on Hulu with Nicolas Cage, right? Was he in that?
Well, that's not the official Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but it was very damn close, man. Like everything about it was Five Nights at Freddy.
Right.
I loved it too. Every bit of it.
Cage, you know? Like,
It's Nick
golly,
Cage. You can't hate the
Yeah.
guy.
Dude, Ghost Rider. To this day, Ghost Rider.
The first one or the second one?
I just remember the first one.
The first one was
Nicolas
good.
Cage.
Hell yeah. Like a lot of people shit on that movie, but I kind of liked it. Like it was one of the few superhero movies we got back in the day that you like
Yeah,
really
you
excited
gotta-
for.
This is before the Avengers, before all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You had Blade, you had Ghost
Oh,
Rider, you
yeah.
had Green Lantern, and then you always had Batman and another Spider-Man trilogy, I'm sure, in there. But I remember watching Ghost Runner. Like, that's as close as you got. I mean, you had the Punisher as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a treat whenever they came out. Though, like, cause you would wait years just for the next like
Right.
superhero movie to come
Yeah,
out.
They had the original Daredevil series.
Oh,
and,
with Ben Affleck,
Yeah, and what was that?
Elektra.
Yes, god damn it. That's what I was trying to think of, that TV show. You know, you had that kind of stuff, but yeah, to get an actual Marvel movie, you're like, oh god. And I guess it could have been a little bit, I guess, darker, but out the gate for a Ghost Rider movie, not bad.
I mean, for special effects, the budget they had, it was very good. Honestly, I
They
really
had,
enjoyed
you
it.
know, Sam Elliott in there riding a horse, a flaming horse,
Oh yeah,
wicked mustache. You know, it's like,
he's advertising
Please
Coors Light
look
while
for
he's doing
that.
that.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you got Nicolas Cage and Sam Elliott.
All in
and
one
then
movie? Yeah, it's just,
Motorcycles on fire.
and horses on fire. It's like a cowboy, you know, biker
Oh,
movie, all rolled up in one. You just didn't even know it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a kids movie.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Here comes another comic book movie, America. But yeah, there's a couple games that, because I were thinking about, well, Buzz Lightyear, but then the X-Men games. Wasn't there a X-Men game that came out on Xbox 360 and had a decent variety of characters you can unlock, and you can, you know, have up to 4 people playing at a time, and you'd run through these maps, and you know, collect shit or level up Hulk or unlock Ghost Rider or Iron Man. Or
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fantastic. I played that quite a bit too. So
Hey.
there are some good, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, X-Men games, you know. But I remember that game specifically. You're like, oh, cool, I can unlock Ghost Rider. Oh, cool, and you can have your own little collection of. And the story changed kind of depending on who you were using as well. That was the other cool thing about it.
I remember the game you're talking about. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called exactly.
I'll have to.
Because you can play as like Spider-Man, Wolverine in there too. They had like an
Yeah.
assortment of characters in there, and it's very linear. It's like a very simple game. You know, it wasn't very well thought out for story-wise, but yeah, it's basically just that. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of like the old PlayStation game of like Fighting Force and all that. It's like, hey, you're one of these guys. You go through this building, beat people up. That's
I
it.
think we're onto something.
Yeah.
Those are my kind of games. I think we're onto something. I like those games.
I think those are fun party games. Like you know,
Legacy, you know, like those kind of like trivia run through. One's a Minotaur, one's a wizard, and one's a barbarian or something, and you just waves and hordes of people. But it's not like you have to explore a crazy map. It literally just takes you through it. You know, you can't get lost or get sidetracked. It's just, you know. But it was fun. But I remember unlocking Ghost Rider in that game, and that was a highlight to that game for me. But Nicolas Cage, Sam Elliott, Ghost Rider. I mean, just the comic books. Like, there's a Spawn.
oh, I forgot there was a
They
Spawn.
made an actual, like a really good Spawn game. Like, that's a.
Well, we talked about Guitar Hero being the thing, and to talk about it coming out, so maybe
People
Spawn
forget
next
about
year.
Spawn. How can you forget about
Spawn has so much potential too. It's such a dark storyline. It's like I would love to play a Spawn game.
Man.
You know what? Whenever I think of Spawn, I kind of think of that one game that you ever watched the movie Grandma's Boy? Oh, I know you have
Yes.
at least. You know the game he was developing, Demonic. I wish that was an actual
Yeah,
game.
that was a real game.
Was it
It
really?
didn't come. Yeah, it was supposed to come out on the original Xbox.
I did not know that. I saw the game like, man, that thing looks awesome. I wish it was real.
It was. It is. It is. Because I remember Jeremy saying the same thing.
Man, yeah, that game looks awesome. It kind of reminds me of just like Dead to Rights and you know like Black stuff like that. But I never saw the game coming out. I would have bought an Xbox just for that. I would have convinced my mom at the time, just hey, I need one, whatever it takes. Mow grass, you know, for the next 20 years, I'll do it. But the game never got announced or anything. Very
See
disappointed.
here, let's see what Reddit says. It was called Demonic. Pity it was canceled due to the developer having financial issues. But it was, yeah, it was like almost like a Predator-looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was supposed to come out on the original Xbox.
Well, didn't they get like some kind of funding from the movie itself? Because the movie actually did very well, didn't it?
I think it was one of those ones that caught traction after it went to DVD because it's one of my favorites. You know, I'll go to the fucking loony bin with you. You know, like
yeah.
yeah, like high score. Did I break it? Is that bad?
New high score. New high score.
You know, like, but yeah, it was supposed to be played on it was played on the Xbox. The role of the ultimate villain with a movie would follow the hero, and it was canceled, shifting its product strategy away from premium console game market to focus primarily on value and handheld games. But yeah, it was in process of being released on like 2004 or 2006. Yeah, 6 on the original Xbox. But yeah, that game looked badass. The one that they were testing.
I really wish they came out with it. I don't know. Maybe someone might pick it back up. Hopefully one of these days.
Start a Kickstarter. For
Yeah.
Demonic.
Or maybe a bigger studio, you know, buy the IP for it. It's like, hey, let me get the old game too while I'm at it, and just like put it
I
into.
think it should be an Easter egg in Grand Theft Auto 6 is what I think.
Think so?
Yeah, I think you walk into a stoner's house and there's an Xbox sitting there. And you
Oh.
play like a level or two of Demonic.
You know, if on GTA 6, if there's a freaking lion
That's the kind of
roaming the
shit I would
street,
do.
I'm gonna freak out. I was like,
In my
yeah.
little cubicle, yeah, in my little cubicle at Rockstar, they're like, hey, Brett, you're in charge of putting glass in the skyscrapers and making this look more like an office or a stoner's house or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'd fucking sideload just a playable version of Demonic. In GTA 6, people like playing 20 hours of Demonic while inside GTA. That's the kind of shit we were talking about last night. Is like, how do you make it more like whoa, it's stuff like that. Because didn't what was that game that came out recently that was developed or had the same artwork or story as Rick and Morty, the alien game, the gun?
Oh, High on Life.
Yes, I didn't get to play that, but didn't they have a video game inside of a video game? Like you can play something silly
It was
like that.
it was the opening game. You know, it was kind of like Doom or Duke Nukem. You know, it was just the typical Rick and Morty stuff. You know, the guy talking shit about his ex-wife in Rick's voice as you're shooting your way through like a spaceship, and then the actual game starts after that. And I thought I was like,
'Cause you can make a whole fucking thing out of that. Like, make a storyline based off of that game not making it, and like one of your missions is to fund Demonic, and it's on the radio stations on in Grand Theft Auto or something, and then yeah, that's kind of silly shit I would think of.
I would absolutely love that.
Sell an energy drink brand in Grand Theft Auto.
Brought to you by Bang Energy Drink.
Yes. You know what I mean? All of a sudden you're selling.
I'm really surprised. Like most games don't do that. Hey, get some sponsorship from these like energy drinks. Alani.
That's the shit I'm doing, man. Immediately is like, hey, Easter egg, and then it's well, Los Santos or whatever radio station you listen to.
You want to heal? Just pop open Alani. You want to heal?
Yeah.
I'll pop open the Ghost.
Pre-order Demonic now. Demonic 7. Damn, and so you make a whole thing off that. But anyway, yeah, it's a real game, and because we were all thinking the same thing when we saw it in Grandma's Boy, and then I remember either hearing about it in the DVD commentary, or later on having a conversation like this, and either I looked it up or Jeremy looked it up, and I was like, holy shit, it was a real game. But once again, that's a thing that most people wouldn't bring up, and you brought it up. Most people are like, oh,
everybody forgot about it.
In the oven, or Nick Swartzen's in that movie. That's hilarious. Then you're like, Demonic. And I'm like, yes.
Well, I mean, I remember just watching the movie like, man, that game just looks awesome. I want to play it. Like, no matter what it took, I wanted to play it. But it never got released. At the time, you were what, like 15, 16 at the time when the movie came out?
Yeah, I was 17. Yeah, 17, 16, 17.
Yeah. Yeah, no way to,
And hilarious. It was like that group of movies. You got Road Trip, Euro Trip.
Yeah, that whole era was
Grandma's
awesome.
Boy, Old School. And Grandma's Boy was one of those ones, because it had the Billy Madison, it had Adam Sandler's friends in it.
Oh, Rob Schneider was in there too.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget he was in that movie in the first place. Kevin Nash was in there too.
Yeah, it's basically Little Nicky minus Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I don't know.
The cast of Little Nicky, it's almost the same.
What was the story behind that anyways? Like, hey, Adam, we're kind of tired of you being the main character all the time. Can somebody else be the main character for once? Actually, just take your ass out of the whole entire movie altogether, dude. Like, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah, who knows? It's like Broken Lizard. It's just like those guys, Club Dread, Super Troopers, all like Beer Fest, and they have a movie before Super Troopers that they made in their hometown, I believe. And they have that show now, that fire.
Oh, Tacoma PD or FD?
Yes.
I'm sorry, yeah, FD,
Yep.
Fire Department.
And it's kind of their humor, but it's not as extreme as Club Dread or a lot of it. But I guess it's a similar kind of thing where, they all got together on Little Nicky, and fuck, when did Little Nicky come out? That had to been.
Dude, I think I was like 12 or 13 or something at the time. Yeah, I was a wee little lad at the time.
They made, they made Hot Chick. They made, what's that?
Deuce Bigelow. Yeah. You can't forget that movie. That was a shit right there. That's a big bitch.
And then he went on like a dating movie thing for a little bit, 50 First Dates, but yeah, now they're coming out with another Happy Gilmore. Apparently, it's coming out this summer. But yeah, Grandma's Boy is the cast of Little Nicky, and that's one of my favorites. Little Nicky.
Well, I mean, over the years,
was
didn't they just keep on
hilarious.
like adding like new actors in there? Like, because Kevin James was never a part of that, and then now he's a part of that crew too, along with David Spade and Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, Grown Ups.
Yeah, grown
Right.
up. Yeah, they started adding more people on there, which I'm happy they did. Like all those actors
That's
are
like
great.
a Saturday Night Live. That's like a whole like
I-
group of friends. And
It seems like
Kevin
Adam.
James, like from his TV show King of Queens. I mean, he was a stand-up comedian for a while. He did, Paul Blart. What else did he do?
Here Comes the Boom. That was pretty good. I actually.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck and Larry.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that
fucking
one.
Big Daddy, Mr. Deeds, dude. Like, but But yeah, Grandma's Boy, it's in there for sure. But I'm glad you brought Demonic. 'Cause that was
That was a shit, man. Everybody forgets about these old movies. Like, I asked my younger brother about this. Like, hey, you watch this? I have no clue what that movie is. Are you serious? Like, it goes on the same lines like Zoolander. Like, he doesn't know what Zoolander is. It's like, come on, kid. Like, you're missing out on a classic right now.
man.
You gotta enjoy these movies while they're here. Like, they did not age very well, granted, but still,
I mean, Austin Powers is still.
Austin Powers is shit no matter what. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, we're getting a new Shrek 5. You get a free Fandango code when you pre-order Guitar Hero. Shrek 5. So just putting that out there to anybody that's listening or will be listening. It's Clyde 50. You get your Guitar Hero and you get a Fandango code to see Shrek 5. Get you some popcorn. But yeah, that like fucking Austin Powers and all those movies, dude. Like Saturday Night Live really, I guess those guys, Mike Myers, Chris Farley, you know, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but we need to get Demonic made. And
We
it's
do.
all it's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. There's gotta be somebody that
Yeah, anybody that's listening to this, you know, if you don't like the podcast, whatever it is, just, you know, like and share and follow and all that stuff. Just for the simple fact that one day we can push Demonic out in the world. Let's bring it back. Yeah. I don't care if you think we're stupid or whatever, but we want that game out there. Expect that to happen.
Yeah. Right here. We're not stopping until Demonic is on Steam somehow.
Every week, every Saturday, we release a new video. We'll bring back the Demonic. Let's make it happen. Every freaking week. The game that never was, but should have been.
That's a good point. Like, are there games out there that got shut down?
There's
that
so many
you-
games. I mean, like the only one that comes to mind when I think about games that got shut down, that should have came out, that was hyped up, that should have been very good, is PT. The Hideo Kojima, the maker of like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Norman Reedus on there. He was supposed to be like the main character you play, and then they had a demo and everything on the PS4. And I can't remember the reason why they shut it down, but I think it was a disagreement between Hideo and Konami, and they said, you know what, let's scrap the whole thing.
Konami. That's another one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the whole
Couldn't come to an agreement, huh? So they basically signed him.
Oh, they cut him loose. I think he left, or they cut him loose, whatever the deal was. But it was very,
Still
very.
can drop a game though. So like a non-compete kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah, he
I
has
don't
he
know.
has his own
That's
studio
wild.
right now, and then I believe like Silent Hill and all that. The IP belongs to Konami, so he can't make a Silent Hill. That's why Death Stranding was a game. A similar as kind of thing, but not really. Kind of, I don't know, dude. Like, there's so much politics behind all these game studios. It's not even funny. And that's the other thing about like making these games. Like, we don't even know what's going on in the background. It's always some old guy that doesn't know video games. Like, hey, I think we should do this because it'll save us, $2 million, which is a big deal. But a lot of them like, no, we shouldn't do that because, yeah, we cut back on this, but now we won't sell as many games because the gamers won't like it. That's why Ubisoft and all most of the companies are going down under. Because they make stuff that gamers don't want. If gamers don't want it, they're not going to buy it. Can't force people to buy that.
You spend 20 million making a game and trying to get a game
Yeah.
sold, and then you only sell, half of that.
You sell 5 copies in total. that would be the biggest L of the century right there. I was half expecting that. I was half expecting that too for a couple of game
Summer of
companies.
2007.
Freaking Demonic. Yeah, one day, man. One day we'll get that. We'll probably be like 60 by the time. It's like, hey, I found this really, really old movie, and it had this great concept of a game on that movie. I think I'm
So how far do they get into? That's the other thing. Is like, do they have the whole game? Like someone
It,
has it.
it looked like
It's
they
the whole
basically
game
had like
sitting
at
on a hard
least
drive?
3 levels on there because from the time he was testing the games in the movie, he was in a police station at one of them. He was on a street on the other one. I think is you know what game that the Demonic reminds me of was Prototype.
Okay. Oh yeah, Pro. Yeah.
Yeah.
On PlayStation 2,
PS3.
PS3.
Yeah, he was on PS3, and then same thing. You know, you just run around, you know, just causing chaos, and that was more or less what Demonic was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because there was no storyline behind all that.
No, it's just literally him powering up and bullying people up. No,
Yeah, essentially.
screaming. No.
Yeah, I think that's what it basically turned into. Maybe I got looked it up one of these days.
Yeah.
Did Demonic
What game
become?
are you playing? Have you even started a game or?
I have. You wanna take a guess what I'm playing right now? Because I'm
Oh,
getting my ass kicked most of the time because we're talking, but that's not really much of an excuse.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, I am playing Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am playing the new Monster Hunter game. It's actually very good right now.
Yeah. How do I see the
I sent you the link, didn't I?
on Discord or?
I should have sent to you on text message. Oh no, I
Oh,
did
it's
not.
inside the computer.
Yeah, it's inside. Yeah, the computer. Share my channel.
Now I'm going to be distracted watching you play.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to keep up a conversation and play at the same time while I'm fighting like a Rathian or a freaking Chicken Hawk. There you go. I said to see on the red
Mac
text.
and beef.
Mac and beef, man.
Oh, I like the. I like the artwork.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Animated for me. You gotta appreciate him for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they don't turn out too bad. I'm not feeling this armor today. I'm really considering switching to a different main weapon. I just don't know what.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
it gonna mess with? Am I gonna hear myself talking while you're playing?
possibly. That's why it might like loop or something like that. But there's supposed to be a delay. You can turn on the volume on the stream itself. That way you can just watch the gameplay.
Yeah.
You should be able to. Like on, but I have Android. You have iPhone. I don't know. iPhone will let you take it that far or not. They should, but I don't know. It's kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah. So you're on Twitch. Trying
Yeah.
to see if I can even log in. It's buffering.
It's buffering. It's getting in there.
Buffering. I-70 signal out here.
Good God. All right. I think I got a full set right now. Let me rock this thing.
Getting Activision. Konami. Demonic.
One day, man. One day we'll get a chance to play that game. It'll happen. Hopefully. Wait, what? Is this actually better?
So no work today at all, or do you just say I'm not working?
No,
like
I asked
Tony
him.
dispatch out of Lenexa?
He did. He was supposed to dispatch out of KC. I don't know what he's doing in Lenexa. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he was on a struggle bus this morning, from what I could tell.
Was
I don't know
he?
what he was doing. He had a pup, and he was trying to get a dolly in the dolly area, and then that's the last time I saw him. I cruised around, hooked up my set, my empty, and then as I was leaving, I saw him with the pup and the dolly, just north of the fuel island. You know, like parallel with the fuel island, sitting there. And I was like, all right, I guess he knows what he's doing. So I don't know what he was getting himself into.
No, he does not know what he's doing. He never knows what he's doing half the time. he'll call me up and ask me for
Yeah,
advice.
I was trying to figure out, like, so where are you going with that, and how are you gonna move that doll? I don't know.
No, he probably would have
He could
appreciated
still
all
be
the
sitting
help.
there. I don't know.
No, he's
Yeah,
gonna.
and that's what I was kicking myself for, because I was leaving the gate, and I was like, oh, he's still like, he moved from the dolly parking to the bottom of inbound basically, and I was like, oh, he's still dicking with that, and it was a guy I've never seen before. There was two guys I had never seen before that were dispatching out of Great Plains today. I'm like, oh, it's got to be Tony. Who's that other rascal?
Probably somebody new.
But-
Probably somebody new. You just never know, man. But yeah, I always basically count on him being on the struggle bus just for everything he's been going through. I feel bad for
Yeah.
even saying that.
Well,
in the first place.
When you talk to him later, just be like, hey, what was going on Lenexa? Maybe he'll explain it better than I was perceiving it, because I was like, that's not, whatever, I'm out of here. And then I thought about it. I was like, man, I probably should have just been like, you all right? Or
He really
Welcome
has
to
to
the
be on the
Lenexa.
struggle
What's
bus
going on,
for him to call me. He would really have to be struggling for him to call me for that day. It's like,
Yeah.
what can I
He wasn't
do?
panicking or he wasn't like freaking out or anything. It was just like an order of operations. It was a bold move, Cotton kind of thing where I was like, all right, you found your front box and now you're getting a dolly. Okay, and now you got your front box and your dolly hooked up. What are you gonna?
I don't think he knows what
Where's
he's
your rear
doing.
box?
Yeah, I don't think he knows what he's gonna
Yeah.
do. You're asking the wrong guy the question right there. He's gonna struggle until he gets it. That's it, and then that's the way it's supposed to
Well,
be.
we've all hooked up by ourselves when we were, you know, hooked up a set when we were, well, I guess less experienced. I remember hooking up my first set in Kansas City by myself, like triple
Yeah,
checking everything. Like, okay, it's latched. Okay, it's chained.
I remember my
Okay,
first
it's
set.
got air. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
same
get out and
here.
check. I'm gonna get out and double check and make sure I have all my wheels and tires. Oh, and then you're pulling it down the road and you're like, by yourself. Like I guess
We've all
now
done
it's
it.
just second nature. Yeah.
We've all
Um.
done it. Nah, his only issue is like he doesn't actually get to work enough to get the practice in. Like remember, we were OTR. We kept on going, dropping and switching. We got used to the truck, got used to the trailers,
uh,
backing up day after day. And him, he
Yeah.
does it on the weekend.
And every hub is different. Every inbound, every
Yeah, every
outbound is different.
yeah every hub we go to is always a different trial and error.
Yeah.
You just never know. But yeah, I feel bad for the
Hey,
guy.
who made Animal Crossing?
I don't
What
know.
studio made that?
I just know it's Nintendo. That's all I
Yeah.
know. And that
I
was,
followed them up.
you know what's funny? I never actually was really into Animal Crossing when it first came out because
Yeah.
it was on the GameCube, from what I can remember. Not until the one on the Switch came out. That's when I got really into it. But the one on the GameCube actually had a decent system going on, from what I can tell. If you try to change your time, try to mess with the save data, whatever, it would detect that you're cheating and then basically give you shit for it. It will even give you shit for not saving the game. If you like, it was like in the middle of a gameplay that you just turned it off, you turn it back on again, and a little mole will pop up and say, "Hey, you forgot to save your game." You know?
See, I like that kind of stuff. Like, there was something I saw the other day. It was like Diddy Kong Racing. If you do cheat codes or a hacked version of it, their heads spin.
Really? I didn't know
Play
that.
the game. Yeah, you can play the game, but just all the characters' heads are spinning in a circle as you're driving around the track. So, like, I think that's kind of funny. Like, they know that you're doing it, and the game actively is like,
All right, you
it
can
turns
play
to
it.
black and white, or their head spin, or they give you shit like, "Hey, man,
There's quite a few
you
numbers
just
games that
won it."
actually did all that.
But yeah, Animal Crossing, the most recent one, you talk about hitting at the right time, like
Oh, during
playing
COVID,
stuff
where
at home during
yeah,
COVID, yeah,
I got hooked on
game
that for a
was out,
minute.
yeah.
Fuck you remember watching me play it like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning while we're at the hubs? Like, yeah, we're waiting for next load, dude.
Played it. They all played it. Yeah.
I think you're the only person that didn't really get to sit down and play it like that.
Yeah, I think I picked a spot for my, my parish, my Providence. I set my flag, there towards the beach. I think I have a tent and a basketball goal or something.
That's it.
And maybe, yeah.
A lot of crossing, no
that's it.
animals. Yeah, that sounds like you.
Yeah.
All this game sounds cool. Yeah, I'll never get a chance to play it. The kids does.
Yeah, the aquarium's full. Like, there's huts and businesses everywhere. Then you have Dad living on a beach in a tent with the basketball goal.
He has a sleeping bag and that's it.
Yep.
Everybody has like pimped
Radio.
out house
Mine
and
has
village.
radio, Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, Animal Crossing, that was I hit at the right time, but
I like
I
those
guess that
games.
would be one of like Splatoon, Animal Crossing, Mario, Luigi's Mansion. You start going across the yearly drops or the games that people wait on for Nintendo, Metroid, Kirby.
You know what I
I
didn't
don't know,
notice?
I feel like we've been waiting on a Metroid game since the first Switch.
The way they gave it to us, the side scroller.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it too much, honestly.
Aren't they supposed to be making a new one or something for the Switch 2 apparently? But I want a Star Fox game, like a legitimate Star Fox game, not like Starlink or whatever the hell. I want a legitimate like N64 style Star Fox game on like the next iteration.
I want an Ocarina of Time style of Zelda. Like this open world stuff, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is cool. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I still want the traditional Legend of Zelda, dungeon crawling, puzzle solving type game.
Right. Not a shit ton of
Little mini
temples
puzzles,
or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
little shrines. Like, oh yeah, this is simple, puzzle right here. Like, no, I actually want to spend like 5 hours on one, temple trying to solve all the puzzles all mixed to one.
Yeah, the 3 stone, the 6 medallion. Each one of them has dungeons, and then you collect items like necessary for that current dungeon or from here on out. You know, like the hammer, the hook link, the hook shot,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah, that was the thrill of it right there. Like, you got a chance to play it, and once you solve one dungeon, I got you pumped up. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Es-
The
Especially
music, the
Shadow
air.
Temple, the Water Temples, like hell yeah, there you go. I managed to solve this freaking maze of a temple right here.
Yeah, because I mean, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. After that, those are the only 2 games that were really that
That was it.
style.
Well,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Those are very cool too. Those are very good games. And then I don't mind that either. I just kind of wanted the old aesthetics of Ocarina of Time Link. That looked cool to me. The Toon Link
Polish it up
wasn't
a
too
little
bad.
bit.
Yeah, Toon Link wasn't bad, man. I liked it. And it still kept the to traditional dungeon in a way. God damn, this Rathian
Yeah.
is giving me a lot of trouble.
Clyde plays the electric bass. Want to download Twitch?
Oh, you don't have Twitch yet?
Reload.
I forget. I forget. I'm like basically the only guy out of our most of our friend group that has Twitch. Everybody else is like, yeah, I got a job, I got kids, and they're like, I'm on Twitch at 30 years old.
Well, I have Twitch. I just need to log into it or download the app again.
Yeah, but whenever I talk to Mang about it, it's funny. Mang will know about all the streamers, at least most of them. But he doesn't have Twitch. He knows about the little drama that goes on with them too. But that's what's funny about it.
Really? Where did you get that at? Just on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, you ask the average person, so you know who XQC is? Who the hell is that? Oh, okay, never mind. You're not in that little bubble right there. That's like a whole weird concept to me still.
What, the streamer drama?
Streamer
Or-
drama, parasocial, kind of stuff. Like, it's celebrity and viewers having a weird social dynamic relationship. Like, people are watching them and they live vicariously through them. And then over time, they develop a mental illness to where they think they're in a friendship or a relationship with these streamers, even though they never met them or they met them one time at an event.
Right.
They go kind of crazy. You know how it is. I mean, like for celebrities, there's been multiple cases where stalkers stalking female celebrities over the years. It's just not very very well known nowadays. They kind of hide all that because they don't want the attention.
Now the popular streamers are getting it. I get you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even
Trying to
they can't actually make it well known either.
Trying to get my password in this, Johnny. Six-digit code,
Man, paper's so much easier.
Paper is so much easier. God damn it.
We're just getting too old, dude. We're getting too old for this stuff.
What's the 6-digit code? Quickly! Faster! Okay, that's the real person.
Gotta make
Here's
sure.
my mobile app. Push notifications.
Oh, you don't need all that. Turn that off, dude. I don't ever leave that shit on. It's not that deep to where you need to know when I'm streaming or somebody else is streaming. Hell, half the time when I'm streaming, you're gonna be on there anyway. Or on here anyway.
There we go. See if it boots up. There you go.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it is a little bit of a lag.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's the internet here. That's why I don't really want to overload it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't trust it.
There you go. I just muted it. That way I wouldn't talk to past gung or hearing past gung.
Pasco.
I want to be in the present gung.
If you manage to get a hold of Future Cook, you let me know.
We're working on it. If I can get this bitch up to 67 mile an hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
All I want to know is the
That's a
kernel auto
Back to the
code
Future reference.
for all you little kids out there.
No tobacco, no credit cards, wrap your willy, stay in school. To all you kids out there, okay?
The basics of life.
Yeah, those are my 5 commandments. I don't even know how many there were, but we're gonna stick to it. Someone can count later and be like, that was only 3 or 4. I'll think of a 5th one.
You know, back to the streamer conversation. I was watching Sketch. He's doing like a IRL stream, and then you know, I didn't realize this dude is out there just getting stoned every time he walks outside.
Sketch, he just steps outside and burns one.
Oh, he constantly on the stream,
Oh, really?
like all the time.
He's a wild man.
Oh, dude.
Brother!
What's up, brother? I love the dude.
Catching the vibe, huh? He's just trying to
Well, I mean, I was watching the one where he's like walking around
mellow.
with one of his friends, and like kids came up to him like, "Oh, it's Sketch, it's Sketch," and then, you know, to try to take a picture with him and all that. And he just turns to the guy and goes, "I'm so high." I don't think he knows what was going on. I was like, "Hell yeah, man!"
My first experience with Sketch was him playing Madden against people.
Yeah, that's what I love the most about him. It's like the compilation of him playing Madden and winning.
Mm-hmm.
He's screaming into the microphone like, "Why don't you go read a book, pussy?"
Who's his buddy that he plays against, or like is also a streamer? Doesn't he have a guy that he streams with?
He
No,
streams
he's
with,
talking trash back and forth.
he streams
Or
with
is
like
he just-
oh well, he streams with everybody right now. Yeah, so he's that popular at the moment. I think for a while it was like Jinxie, the kid that was like very good with Rainbow Six Siege, and then Queso was like, you know, him and Queso and Jinxie got big together last year.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, it was those two mainly. But now Sketch is streaming with just about everybody, all the big timers. And all these kids are making more money in 1 month than me and you make in a whole year. So,
Damn.
yeah, we're fucking up bad.
I just want a piece of the crumb, not the whole pie.
Right.
You know. Help me pay my phone bill.
I just want to buy Chipotle and not worry about if I'm gonna miss rent because I bought this
flat
out.
Broke. We ain't got it. broke, flat broke. That's one of my favorite Kanye skits. Is fucking broke, flat broke. But yeah, that's nuts to think about making, well, 80,000 a month or 20,000 a month or even, dude, 10,000 a month is close to what we make before taxes or after taxes. You know, two grand a week or 2,300 a week, depending on what truck you're driving and who you're riding with. But
Yeah.
to make that in 2 months or 3 months, like,
We're talking just a month, and sometimes like the bigger guys are making like 90K a month.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's knucking futs. That is. You couldn't tell me nothing, man.
No, you can't. That's why they say the stuff they say. That's why there's so much controversy behind all these
I'm
guys.
gonna call up Conor McGregor immediately. Calling him out, and I'm gonna start training, and I'm gonna out Jake Paul, and I'm gonna fight Conor McGregor when he's 47 years old.
Yeah, is that what you're gonna do? You.
That's my. We're bringing Demonic back, and then I'm gonna fist fight Conor McGregor. Those are the 2 milestones, the 2 goalposts. We don't know. I think we have a better chance of fighting Conor McGregor than we do bringing Demonic back.
Oh
but-
yeah, he's gonna listen to his podcast. He's like, this motherfucker wants to fight me. He's gonna ring me up.
I'm just an old pasty truck driver, dude. Famous YouTuber. Let's fight. You scared?
He's all about it.
But yeah, you couldn't. Like, you give me that kind of money, like new boot goofing, buddy.
Nah, I much rather go through like
New boot goof.
the secret millionaire lifestyle. Like nobody know I'm rich. Like, oh yeah, this guy streams every day. Doesn't he have a life? No, he doesn't. That's all he does. He doesn't have any money. He just
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like the world's gonna know new boot goofing. I'm just saying goofing. Like Like today, I'm going out east for work. In reality, I'm not.
You went over there just for some barbecue, just for that. Have your own little
Spending the
Harold
week in
Kumar
Texas.
adventure.
Yeah, I'm spending the week in Texas, drag racing C7 Corvettes under an alias.
Yeah,
Mike Concho himself.
I gotcha.
My face is constantly blurred. Yeah, I just have my face is constantly blurred. No one knows me. But I would be doing delinquent shit like that though, dude. You kidding me? That fucking kind of money, like, we're checking things off a list that you think is expensive now, but with that kind of money, it's just like, oh, we're doing this for the weekend.
Oh,
So
you
we're
trying to live
doing
the
this-
Mr. Beast lifestyle then? You know, buy an island and then.
Oh, no, no. I'm talking like my perspective, like a Mr. Beast Island is spending a week down in Texas, like TK, like Streetcar Takeover or TK 25, and having something that runs its ass off right there along all those twin turbo, single turbo Vipers and Corvettes, and like that's my big picture. Like that's my like before I die, that's what I want to do. You know, is that kind of shit. Roll racing at 190 mile an hour. Just I don't care if anybody knows me or if I'm on a YouTube channel. That's the stuff I want to do. Eat Whataburger, have fun with my friends, and fucking haul ass in the biggest, baddest, rowdiest Batmobile-looking fucking Corvette I can buy.
Oh, that's how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna hop into a car and just run straight to
Yes.
the wall at that point. Like I'm that
It's gonna be
old.
properly built. We're not. I mean, we're not showing up to the party with some riggedy raggedy thing. We're talking a built to the gill C7.
It's gonna get smashed to the wall. Next thing you know, like, oh, that was a great car. Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah. If I go out, what's the old Paul Walker thing? At least I was smiling or some lame cliche thing like that. Like I was doing what I loved. No, I died screaming in a flaming ball of like pure alcohol race fuel wrapped around a pole on I-20 in Texas.
Man, when I finally do that, I'm
yeah,
like
I wanna
80
do
years
that
old
shit.
doing that shit. Dude.
That's the kind of shit like I want to like. Yeah. I was like, what are you doing this summer? I am going to Florida and I'm going to Texas and I'm driving really fast on these really nice highways and hanging out with a bunch of guys that have Lambos and fucking Supras and shit like that and just hitting laps, baby.
You got the car for it. You can do it right now. Just to
No,
couple days off.
no. What?
Yeah, you got the car for it, man. You can do it right now.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
I mean, it won't be the fastest car, but it'll still do a couple laps.
I'd be a speed bump, dude. That thing is like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, that thing would rattle apart at 140, let alone 190.
You're halfway through your first lap. They're on like the 20th lap already by the time
Oh,
they get to
man.
it.
But that's like, if we're talking fuck you money, we're talking like, family's good, house is good, things are good. Then that's where, that's what I'm daydreaming about, getting all giddy about right now. It's like, to me, that is like, if I ever had fuck you money, that's one of the things I want to do, and that for some reason, to this day, that's what I want to do. I was about to ask you how much it would cost to build a car like your uncle has.
He told me 60 or 70.
To get it
You have to build it.
on that level
Yeah.
and like compete at import, and
Oh, that's so you can make your first
All that
lap. That's so you can make your first lap, dude. There's no guarantee that thing will like hold up either. His car's constantly just,
okay.
something wrong with it, and then buy something else to replace it or fix it or weld it. You just never know.
Alright.
You know how race cars are. You tune it, you have everything
Yeah.
perfect, and then you get to the track, and it's like, oh, nothing's perfect at all.
Well, I'm just trying to put like, a 60 or 70 in building a extremely fast Honda versus, 'cause I like those cars too.
Oh,
man.
you go down that route, man.
Especially
You're
the-
constantly putting a 60 or 70 in for
The
that Honda.
CRX. Oh my god.
That white one that we saw.
Yeah, it's making me sell my car, dude.
Oh, actually, he's selling T-shirts, by the way. I actually have one of shirts, but
You know what I mean? Like talking to Nam and being down there and seeing those cars in person, I'm like, I don't want to. Why would I build a Focus? To be honest with you,
yeah,
that's what I was trying to get. That's what I was telling you last night. It was like, hey man, it's not that I don't necessarily want to build a car. It's just like I'm gonna spend 40 grand on this, and I'm not even gonna be at your door. I'm gonna be. People are gonna look at me like I got like special needs because I built the Ford Focus ST. You know, and I'm like, I'm selling myself short here, or I'm settling for something when in reality, like I've wanted, you know, a built Coyote or a fucking C7 for the longest time, and so why waste my time tinkering around with a Ford Focus? And so to be honest with you, seeing those cars down there that night, I was like, yeah, I don't want this car.
yeah, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it?
It did,
I mean, but you saw
for
some of the
sure.
Fox body down there though. That was pretty awesome. But at the same time
Yeah,
too,
they're awesome, but
it's not
there's
the
so
same.
many of them. Yeah, there's
What?
so many of them. Like I love them. I mean, I'm the biggest, one of the biggest fox bodies you could ever meet. I mean, most of my friends would tell you that. This is, I guess, this is me talking to the fox body world right now. It's like saying, hey, I have black friends, you know, kind of thing.
yeah,
But
like
it's like I love fox bodies, and I'm a fox body dude, and you know, but when a guy is like, I've seen that car a million times, a million different ways, Coyote swap, Eco swap, drift missile, perfect, you know, straight line car, strange suspension, 6-speed Tremec, you know, boom, 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 on 3 kits, Paxton, super. Been through all that, and that's cool. But then I was like, I really don't like. I've been to the drag strip, down the drag strip, probably 10 times myself. The rest of it's been on the street, or that car I utilize to drive to work, or that car I use to go to Illinois or Texas, or you know what I mean? I drove that car all year round, and I'm like, what kind of vehicle would check all those boxes? And I realized, like, oh, well, you know, if I want to stay similar into that platform, it would have to be a Fox or a New Edge or something along that because I could still kind of utilize it all year round, but it's still to the point where I'm like, everybody has that, and then it's like, well, what can I have that no one has? And then nowadays it's F-150, regular cab, short bed, four-wheel drive F-150s. You know, instead of Hellcats, it's supercharged Coyotes, and you're like, I don't know. But yeah,
I mean,
it's
everybody has Hondas too. If you're going down that route, thinking like that. There's a bunch of people that has, the 1990 Honda, 2000, souping it up, 1989.
man,
A
I
lot
don't
of people
know.
have that. A lot of people have them. They are
But
dying out day by day though.
right, and so that's where I was at last night. I was like, I just want to keep a clean example of this car as long as possible. I don't want to ruin it for somebody else unless I'm committed to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I bought that car, it's stock, and it was like a 200 car, decent shape, and then I'm over here like, oh, big turbo, oh, aftermarket. It's going to turn into like I couldn't even begin to if I decided to step up into something else. Like I couldn't even sell that car because someone's going to look at it as a ticking time bomb, and they're absolutely right. And then I'm stuck with a Focus that I'm like, well, I can't really give that to anybody to drive because I'm not going to give Maddox a 500 horsepower Focus ST, and I'm not going to daily drive a 500 horsepower Focus ST. And then I'm like, why am I building a 500 horsepower ST? And then I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this at all. I'm just going to drive this thing till the wheels fall off until I get what I actually want.
Hey, dude.
You know,
Yeah.
like no. I'm not going to build a fucking wrapped out fucking Focus ST. I'm going to drive that motherfucker until like it's limping home, and then I'm like, cool. I have this much money now. I can finally buy my Hellcat or buy my fucking Hellcat money car, you know? My fuck around money. My fucking and no one's gonna be able to say, oh, he doesn't deserve that because it's like middle finger, sit on it and spin it, you know?
Yeah.
If we're getting down to if I'm being brutally honest with you, Gung Pal, that is fucking what happened in the last 48 hours. Where I'm like, I saw some really cool fast shit this summer, and I've watched a lot of cool fast shit. What am I doing building a Focus ST? Do I, if like if I went back 10 fucking years and I'm like, hey, I drive a 4-cylinder Focus and I'm trying to build it, I probably would have got fucking straight uppercutted by the old version of me. Like, just fucking uppercutted. Like, just
You know what's funny though?
Mike Tyson.
You
Just,
you, you want to know what's really funny is that I went to like IFO, Streetcar Takeover, all that stuff. Out of the whole time I went, I only saw one Focus ST, just
right.
one. It was
Run 13s. Loud and obnoxious.
he wasn't even part of the track. He
Yeah,
drove it out there to watch the show. That's it.
bringing condensation onto the track because he has his AC on, fucking street tires on it, being a complete asshole. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I do not want to be that guy.
No,
So
no
I've
thank
seen
you.
enough Focus STs driving around Kansas City that I'm like, these are all fucking idiots and all drive like assholes. And I'm starting to drive like an asshole, like one of these ST owners. I need to get away from this. I don't want to be a typical Mustang owner. I don't want to be a typical ST owner. So then it turns into like a refinement. Do I just jump ahead and get like a Lotus Elise or something? Do I start looking at Porsche's gung? Where does this take me? You know what I mean? Because it may not be a Ford. I have no fucking clue. But that's what I realized. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna spend 30 grand on this Focus ST when I can buy a fucking Honda S2K right now for 25 or 18. Like, I think it'd be a lot better if I said, "Hey, I'm not building a big turbo ST. I got a Honda S2K." I think you'd be like, "My man."
I don't know about you, dude, but I've been riding around on a skateboard. I'm that broke. That's why I have the hybrid for the wintertime, just so I can save you money.
Right. But
I don't-
that's what I'm getting at is like, okay, I'm gonna drive this Focus as a Focus,
Yes,
not a fucking.
yeah.
It's a Focus.
It's not a race car, even though it has sucking titties, labeled on the back. It's not a race car.
It's just a fucking,
Just use it as that.
and I drive it. Yeah.
The
So
simpler you keep it, the better it is.
Yeah, Operation Big Turbo Focus chapter is closed. Not happening. Fuck that.
Yeah, just save the money until you actually have like a nice chunk to throw it all at once. Take a couple days off or a week off or two, and then go in on
No,
it.
House.
House
Nice
first.
garage to park your nice shit in, not a fucking dump house with nice cars. You know?
Dump house.
Hey, your gutters suck. Yeah, but look at my ride. Yep, you're a fucking idiot. I know.
I just want a nice house so nobody can like break into it and steal my shit. Like I don't want to be parked on the road. The hell
Oh,
with
I mean,
that.
that's a that's a good priority when you're purchasing a place to live.
Security is the main thing for
Yeah.
me.
I got a moat. I got security cameras and a guard dog. So yes, I have a moat.
Just build a castle.
Yeah, but yeah, man.
Oh shit! All right.
Operation Toyota Sienna in full effect.
Let's
I'm gonna buy a minivan.
take a look and see how long we have been online now. I don't even know how long we've been talking.
Gotta be an hour. Gotta be an hour and a half or something. An hour and 20.
Oh, we sat here bushing for quite some time.
Yeah, we went off of video games to.
Yeah, this is what always happened. One of our ADHD kicks in, and then we're way off
That's
subject
fine.
altogether.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. People got to get to know us.
Oh yeah, it's about an hour 13 session so far. I got 4
Yeah, not
followers,
bad.
including you.
I mean, I just see this as a
That's a learning experience, dude.
pilot episode. Yeah, as a
It's a-
okay, we can actually hold a conversation. We can actually run a game. We could actually talk while I'm occupied, and you know what I mean. Like it's not too distracting. It's not too difficult. We got rolling in there.
No, it's not bad at all. This is the main
I'm
thing we
going
want
to
to put out there
be
anyway.
upsetting a lot of people if anybody ever listens, about cars or my whole mentality about certain things, which is understandable. I'm a big dumb dipshit, and I know that. But I realize that more often than I don't nowadays. So I think that's called wisdom, right? So big dumb dipshit is not a big dumb dipshit 7 days a week. He's just a big dumb dipshit 2 days a week, okay? Just 2 days a week. Keeps you out of jail.
We're supposed to
keeps you
get
employed.
wiser as we grow older, but I think I kind of learned not to say certain things as I got older. Like, I can't say that. Just can't say that. Can't say that. I don't think I'm any smarter or wiser. I just know not to say certain things now.
Well, I think that's wisdom. I think that's you know, knowing when to.
Oh yeah, before long, I'm gonna be
Hold
like
it,
mute
hold 'em, you know?
altogether. I can't say shit at all now. I was like, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm just not gonna talk at all.
See, my problem is my eyes or my face reflects what's running through my brain half the time. So I'll be like, you fucking, you, you dingleberry, and it's all over my face. I don't have to say it. They're just like, what? And I'm just like, ah, whatever, you know. But yeah, being a big dumb dipshit 2 days a week versus 7, yeah. Gainfully employed, bills are paid, out of jail, not bad.
Hey, at least we're employed too. At the end of the day, too, you gotta remember that. Most people don't even have that much going
Yeah.
on for them.
Unfortunately, we're not gonna get into politics, are we? Is that a segue into politics, Gung? Are you?
No,
fucking
we're not
trying to
doing
get
that.
me
We're not.
off?
Nah, we're not. We're never doing that. Fuck that. Next thing you know, I'm banned. You're banned. You know, then we get
I
canceled.
brought up Kanye West earlier. I didn't know if that was gonna be we're gonna get.
I think if
Trouble
Kanye
for that.
can get on like Kai Cenat's stream, I think we're good. We're fine.
You think you would do that? You think Kai would do that?
What? No, he already did it. Kanye was already on the stream before.
Well, as of like recently though.
Oh, I don't know about
How
recently.
recent?
I don't know how recent it is, dude.
I'd say recently it's been a hot deal or a bad deal or however you want to read into it, I guess. But
I didn't know what's going on with him, honestly, because it's always
don't
something
either.
new. It's always something new.
I heard he was trying to bring demonic back, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
He was trying to keep the man down.
That's his whole project right there. Is bring back
That
demonic.
sounds like a Jay and Silent Bob movie. Like they're trying to rescue demonic from Kanye or Kanye.
He has
But
the
yeah,
rights
that
to
would
it.
be, yeah,
We just never knew.
we just never knew. He sold his Yeezys. He finished demonic for us. That's his whole plan this entire time.
He
It's
kept it
okay,
all to
people.
himself. He didn't want to share with the world. This is my game only. I'm easy. I can do it. Cause I got it like that.
Through the Wire,
Yeah.
Part 2. Got a fun Dango code for Shrek 5 and Guitar Hero in that bitch. But yeah, that's fucking Kanye. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next? Because I think we need to focus on.
Oh no, this is all about like member berries. Remember? Oh yeah. It's gonna be MTV, the old school
Yeah, but we
MTV
need
and all
to
that.
pick we went.
You want a new subject? I mean, we're talking about reality TV shows, dude, because that was popular back in the day. We're gonna spiral into like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and everything that we grew up on, up to the point where we're current. And at that point, then
We wanted to focus on today. We're talking about toys, you know, that are nostalgia based.
yes, another
Did you
one.
guys go through a yo-yo phase at your school? Gunn?
Yes,
Did
with the
you guys-
yeah, the Omegas and all that.
The Omegas. Oh my God, the Pit Vipers. I still have my Viper, you son of a bitch.
I
Change
don't.
the bearings every once in a while. Still roll through the rope. The string is still taut.
Lucky guy. I don't have any of that. And they're
I
expensive
still
nowadays
got it,
too.
man. Right. It's a red one too, man.
I should go actually look online and buy me one, just for shits and giggles. I want one.
Oh yeah, man. So you did go through the yo-yo phase.
I did. It was awesome.
See, we all lived the same fucking life.
We
all had
did.
yo-yos.
Every
we
kid
all had
did.
Tamagotchis. We all had fucking. So what did they do during Christmas? Was it just like a parents like buy this for your kid in the '90s starter pack? They just walked in, you got a yo-yo, a 64, a Game Boy, and a Tamagotchi for Christmas. Like parents just walked into Toys R Us and was like, grab the bundle there, the old bundle Rooski of mid '90s nostalgia, and every kid in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade is gonna have starter jackets, Furbies.
I think they're doing what
And
they're doing
fucking
right now.
yo-yo.
Like, remember, was it back in 2018, 2017? The biggest thing was like Zuzu Pets. And then it's just like whatever the kids want. Parents generally know what kids want. And all the kids want the same thing because they go to school together.
Well, I feel like I have a better feel on what my kids actually want. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it comes down to. Is like I know Maddox likes Gundam. I know Paxton likes tanks. I know Lenny likes anything Mario or Kirby or anything Yoshi right now. Legos, boom, boom, boom. It just seems like the more I talk to people, it's like you got a yo-yo, and then like, how did that wave start? Like, was it on TV or something? Like Omega or
I think
I
it
remember buying
was.
them at Walmart.
Yeah, I do
And
remember
all
seeing
of
the
a sudden,
commercial about
everybody
it.
wanted fucking yo-yos. Like yo-yos are banned in our school because everybody had a fucking yo-yo. The kids are just
Whacking each other in the
the
face.
world.
Yeah,
Rockin'
smack.
baby, yeah. Oh yeah, mine sleep for 2 minutes. You know, you're like, holy shit, that thing sleeps forever. You know.
Yeah, they got to school. That's where they all starts at. It's like, one kid would have, it's like, oh, that's cool. He's the top dog in the school for the day. And then everybody else wants it.
We went from inline rollerblades to yo-yos to razor scooters to skateboards to BMX bikes. Like all of a sudden, like everybody, like you realize like everybody had a mongoose bike. Everybody had a mega fucking yo-yos. Everybody has. You're like, hold on a fucking minute.
You know what I did notice though? There's some kids are bringing back the Jinko jeans.
Oh yeah, I wore those.
I did too.
Pants, Jinkos.
I did too. They were awesome. I mean, they got played out. And now they're coming back. Freaking fads.
But yeah, those fucking goofy ass shirts. No fear shirts.
I never got into that.
Oh, that's where our paths diverge a little
Yeah.
bit. I'll see you on the other side of White Trash Grove.
Yeah, I
And
could have.
we'll meet back up at PlayStation 2 somewhere here. I
Play-
never got into that, Clyde.
I could afford that. Well, everybody was on Xbox. I was on PS2. At least all my friend group
Yeah.
was.
That was, well, I mean, I had John Force shirts. I had Big Johnson shirts. I had No Fear shirts.
I had Echo shirts. That's what I remember. Old Navy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Echo. All right.
There's a
Yeah,
couple.
Echo was popular for a little bit. That was a whole.
They were expensive for a while. Now they're cheap as hell. Like you can buy as many as you want.
Right. Was that it wasn't a snowboard brand, right? It was.
Uh,
Never seen Echo in skateboarding.
wasn't it like more of like a gangster brand kind of thing? Like you get the
Maybe it
baggy.
was.
Yeah. I can't remember who was
Gangster.
advertising. I can't remember who was advertising all the hip hop stuff back then.
I do remember,
Who was
you
it?
know, don't get me wrong, I wanted some G Unit sneakers.
G Unit. Oh shit, the Timberlands and all that stuff.
Man. Yeah, they had G Unit sneakers for a bit. G Unit.
They made a killing.
Wish death upon me, but in my dog I can see. Oh, fuck,
Man,
dude.
he made a killing, especially with like Dave Chappelle doing skits about him, like him and Lil Jon.
21 questions? Oh my god, 50 Cent and 21. Ask you a question now. Oh man. Oh yeah, in the club, 21 questions, and then of course you had Wanksta, Think you a gangster, you would never pop nothing. Yeah.
See, I think that's more of a Missouri phase and the kind of crowd you hang out with. Because when I was down in Texas, I hung with some whiter kids, and they listened to what was it like, some rock stuff, and they had a completely different style, but they all act the same way too, which was funny.
Damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie. Yeah.
It was funny as hell.
Under the cheddar. Oh. Hey, dude, I'm telling you that like that moment of in the club or Get Rich Die Trying, and then you had Yin Yang Twins, David Banner, you had T-Pain came out like just swinging, but there for a bit, man. Jamie Foxx had
Oh man, I love Jamie Foxx, dude. His album is always the shit. Like I love
dude,
this shit.
that Unpredictable album.
Yeah.
is legit. I still rock that motherfucker to this day.
It's still on my playlist.
To this day. Unpredictable. Girls get unpredictable. Yeah.
For me, it was like winner. You're looking at a winner, winner, winner.
Jamie Foxx. Maybe
That's-
that was his second album. Didn't he have Blame It on the Alcohol on one? Was that
Yep.
Jamie.
Yep. Blame it.
Man.
I just have like
insane.
a mismatch
hit,
of
right?
all of his album.
Fucking T-Pain though for a little bit. You couldn't turn on the radio without hearing Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
T-Pain. Yeah. Ricky. Yeah.
Trivial was good for a while.
Yeah. Neo. The Dream. Falsetto.
Oh shit.
Tyrese.
Golly.
Tyrese. Signs of Love Making. Genuine. In those jeans. Brother. Like, brother. Those. You thought you were the shit. You had those bumping like on your CD, ripped, copied, bought for, paid for, whatever the fuck.
Nah, the thing was the ringtones, man. You buy like $2 ringtone just so somebody will call you. You can listen to it.
Ringtones back in the day. I thought I told you that. I was making CD quality ringtones and Bluetooth in people's phones.
Uh-huh.
Well, my stepdad told me this. Like, I think the statute of limitations, we exceed that by quite a bit because he was like, hey, you know, because I was buying ringtones. He's like, you don't need to do that. I can make ringtones. And he showed me how to do them, like CD quality stuff. And he's like, don't be sharing this with people. You can get in big trouble, you know, kind of thing. Well, my dumb ass, my punk ass was like,
nah, I'm be a top dog and share with everybody. Get all the girls.
oh, man. And anything you gave me the part of the song you wanted and whatever, it's made $1 a pop, dude. I had Pepsi money. I had gas money. I had, like, whatever the fuck I wanted money just based off of ringtones in a week. And the funny thing is, most people wanted the same shit, like Lips of an Angel by Hinder, or, you know, like Bad to the Bone, or T-Pain. I'm sprung, dog, she gets me, you know? Like, everybody wanted, like, It's Going Down, you know, or some T.I. song, and I was just flipping ringtones, like, undercutting the main man, but they sounded better, but half the price, and it was Cash Money all through high school. People were like, that's what I was known for. You know, that's what got me into, like, the phone deal. And my stepdad finally caught on to it, and he's like, hey, what the fuck you doing? By then, I didn't need his desktop anymore. I didn't need his CDs anymore.
You got everything you wanted.
I had everything, brother. And that's what I was doing. And so that's what really got me into the music even further, because I was like, oh, that'd be a perfect fucking ringtone from 47 seconds to fucking a minute 30. And you saw how excited I got about making ringtones on the iPhone. Like, that brought me back to 2005, brother, when we made ringtones. I was like, dude, this is the shit I used to do. Like, this is how I made my fucking game money, or my fucking, you know, like.
This is my hustle right here. It's my
Yeah,
side
like,
hustle.
Sidekick money, cell phone money. Like, I was, like, dude,
Slanging ringtones to
it.
kids.
Yeah, just for real, like, just doing that shit. Paul Wall for a minute, you know, Nelly, like, dude, ringtones for days. Those motherfuckers, I don't know, IRS is probably listening to this podcast right now and just waiting to, you know, send a DOT officer after me to pull me over to collect all the single dollars I made off of ringtones. But
Nah, it's gonna be
I
like
made a
a
decent
South
amount of
Park
money.
episode where they're gonna come up to you like, you know, every
Like,
single
go to
day,
the
celebrities
bubble.
are not getting their money.
Yeah.
They can't buy. They can't buy their island now.
Puddle of mud come after me like, hey, motherfucker, I need that $50 you made off me in 05. You're like, damn, all right. But, fucking, yeah, dude, that's what I did for a bit.
Man, I'm pretty sure you're one of those kids that actually like borrow somebody's CDs just to rip it off their album and then just save it on a computer too, didn't you?
I had Lucas. Dude. His Grand Am or his F-150 or whatever car, or his Saturn he was driving, that's what we would do. We would go to Best Buy. It's like Tuesday or Wednesday, or is it? I can't remember. Whatever day new CDs came out, and Luke, we would pick and choose. Luke would buy what he would buy, like MF Doom or Tribe Called Quest or Biggie or Billy Guy or Dave Matthews. We would go through, and between all of us, you know, we would buy an album, Dane Cook's comedy album, or Jamie Foxx, or 50 Cent, and Ludacris, whatever it was. And between all of us, we would have it on rotation, and then we'd rip them throughout the friend group and make little mix CDs. You know, like, that's when Hustle and Flow came out.
Oh.
You know,
Hard out here for a
3-6
pimp.
Mafia. Yeah, 3-6 Mafia. And you know, T.I. came out with "I'm a King," you know, and just bum 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 bum, whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick, get 'em, whoop that, you know, like, that was a whole thing. Ringtones and ripping CDs. Young Buck came out with one. Get Buck or something. G Unit had their own thing. Lloyd Banks. Lloyd. You know, lay your head
Oh,
down
young Lloyd.
on my pillow.
Whatever happened to him?
down, lay it down. Yeah. I don't know, man, but like those right there, if you had those queued up and ready to to flip at a wrestling like I remember selling ringtones like people like, hey yeah, you know, from to people at different schools at wrestling events. They're like, shit, like it was that big of a movement to where I was flipping these fucking ringtones for $1 or $2, you know. Hell, that's when I changed my Razor phone different colors. That's like that was the intro to, well, phones are awesome, and then I, you know, changed my silver Razor into clear or purple or red or whatever. And people are like, holy shit, you can take that phone apart and
Customize it,
then that,
yeah.
yeah.
Pimp it
Then
out.
it went in BlackBerry. Then it went into Sidekick, and then it was the rest is history, dude. And then I, you know, iPhone, and then Celtec. But that is like the beginning of the beginning as far as like I bought a Razor phone on Singular and had it, and then my stepdad, got the same. My mom and him got the same phone, and he was making ringtones, and he saw the bill one day and was like, "Hey man, what's this $5?" And I was like, "Oh, it was like
Oh, that's
whatever
not.
ringtone at
No,
the
don't
time."
worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not
He's
there.
like, "Hey, no, 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 we're not doing that." And he showed me how to do it, and I remember him like very sternly going, "Hey, don't be sharing these." And I was like, "Oh, never, not never would I ever disobey you." And
Right.
I held out for a little bit, maybe a month or two, and then someone heard my ringtone and was like, "Man, that sounds really good. And what is that?" And it's like, "Oh, I made it." You know, being a dingleberry, and they're like, "You made that?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I could Bluetooth it to you." Then the floodgates opened.
Yeah, everybody wanted it. Like, oh, you gonna make him one and not me one? Or you make her one, not me
Oh,
one?
dude, for a subscription service, $10 a month, you can have the top 10. 24's causing clothes. That's how all my partners roll. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, a lot of fun with
45
that shit,
seconds
didn't you?
a minute. Yes. Well, we're just talking about nostalgia, dude. We're talking about
Yeah.
like what, like you couldn't even like get on the internet with those. It was like stupid bubble games or a stupid whatever. And if you got on the internet, immediately your phone bill was like, "Hey, that's $3 because you accidentally hit the internet button or the web browser on your phone. Hey, you want this ringtone that sounds like ass? Sounds like the speakers are blown out and you can't really understand it? That's $9.99 or 99 cents or whatever the fuck it was at the time."
Man, they freaking charge an arm and a
So
leg for
they're
all that
charging you
crap.
for the ringtone, and they're charging the data used to download those ringtones, and for you to hit the preview button. And so yeah, they were doubling up hand over fist. Like it cost money to stream it to be like, yeah, that's the ringtone, and it cost money to purchase the sound. So at the end of it, at the end of the month, it's like $40 extra, and that's when my stepdad was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh, ringtones and whatever." And he's like, "No, no, no, we're not doing that." All right, I want a ringtone. You can make them.
Yeah, but most people didn't know that. Most people were like technology illiterate and just they did not do
Yeah.
shit. They just want the the next hot thing. That's all they ever wanted. Cause I
Well,
was
I mean, iTunes dropped on the Motorola Sliver. That was a big deal.
see, I never used iTunes back in the day like that. I always had like LimeWire or Kazaa or
Right.
Kazan, whatever it's called.
But it shipped with Motorola, the Motorola Silver, or Sliver. I'm sorry. Had iTunes where you can sync your iTunes to it, and then hit a music button, and it take you to your iTunes library right there, kind of like an iPad, but or an iPhone or an iPod or whatever. And then the Pebble, the Razor, the Sliver. Um, yeah, Motorola was doing it right for a long time. Yeah, it was a whole deal, man. And nowadays everybody's phone's on vibrate or silent completely, and if a ringtone goes off, it's like, what the fuck? But
It hardly ever goes off
mine only,
anymore. Cause everybody
well,
just
mine
texts.
goes off through the speakers. Like even if it's on silent and I have it hooked up to the truck,
Uh huh.
when you call, your ringtone still plays when it's hooked to the truck. So it's pretty hilarious, you know. Because the music will be one level and then the ringtone's a completely different level. The ringer volume is, especially that song is like volume 20 at all times. Money don't make me, I make money. The whole truck speakers. But That's the only time I hear it is when you call, and then if I'm cruising down the road and it's hooked up to the truck, or in my car on CarPlay it plays. It's pretty good. But man, that was. Thank you for bringing that up. That's
Got you going there, didn't it?
well, that's a goodness. That's a like because it started out like we all had the same kind of childhood as far as like yo-yo, boom, 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 and then we diverged for a little bit, and then we came back, and it was like what really got me going. You know, it's like, oh, I remember gaming that certain aspect, but then there was a whole nother thing that opened up in the middle of high school when everybody was carrying cell phones, and you could be different instead of just having a Nokia candy bar and playing Snake or whatever. People started getting Motorola Razors or Slivers or Sidekicks, and the Nextel Chirp for a bit was annoying as fuck. But
I never really got to that one right there. I got the Cricket phone. That was like
yeah,
cheap. They'll have a delay in the phone call. So somebody will call you and it won't ever ring, and then the phone will randomly ring later on after the phone call had already ended. It was the weirdest thing in the world, man.
yeah.
No,
Sounds like my AT&T service lately.
like
I tried calling. Did you?
I couldn't even tell you every time that happened to me. Like, it was absurd. You know, I'm skipping school. My buddy Alex was calling me. He's like, "Hey, man, you know, like I was trying to call you so we can skip school together." He was like, "I didn't get no phone call." He was like, "Well, I'm already here now, so let's go." So he hops in the car, and then randomly my phone will ring with him next to me. And I look at it, I was like, "Are you calling me?" He goes, "No, my phone's off. That way nobody can call
3
me."
minutes ago.
Yeah. It was it was so fucking weird. But it kept on happening over and over again. I hated cricket for what it was. All right.
Cricket.
So Brett,
They're still around, aren't they?
cricket?
Boots.
Yeah, they are. They are. Their service actually got a whole lot better apparently over the years. I'm really
Yeah.
surprised they're still around on at all. Nobody's bought them
Oh, yeah.
up or anything, or did they get bought up? They just kept the service the same.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing you don't realize, like Metro or Cricket or Boost or Mint or even Google Fi. Um, they rent towers from T-Mobile or Verizon or AT&T, and they try to say that the priority is a little bit lower. That's how they can get away with charging you 30 or 40 bucks versus 60 or 70. So if like me and you roll up, with AT&T or Verizon, we should have priority. But when you have 80,000 people at a stadium or something, then it gets bunched up. But I don't know. A lot of those bands were still 3G or 2G, and most of the phones
No.
nowadays you can't even. You couldn't use an old GSM phone nowadays because it won't even pick up the frequencies to talk or send a text message on. But that's how they make their money, right? They sublease or they rent out towers.
Yeah, instead of
in a
trying to
certain area.
spend like millions of dollars to buying out that company, it's like, hey, instead of us buying you out, you can just rent
Right.
additional towers from us for a set amount of
That's why
pricing.
they say if you bring your phone, they send you a certain.
Well,
the
I mean,
activation process is different depending on which phone you bring to them.
yeah, there's laws in place too to prevent a monopoly on everything, so they have to do that.
Mobile and Family Mobile, like it was better to get an AT&T card or a Verizon card, and I didn't learn that until our boy Herbers was talking about it, and he had a legit case. It was like, oh, that makes sense, and that's when you start learning about CDMA or GSM, and just the bands that they work on, and that's how you can decide which carrier you want. It's just Verizon has decent coverage on all the bands with all their phones is the CDMA, but now it's all eSIM, and iPhone makes one iPhone per carrier. They don't. There's not a Sprint iPhone, a Verizon iPhone, an AT&T iPhone, or a T-Mobile iPhone. It's literally what you get is what you get. There's no CDMA version or GSM version anymore. So what we were talking about the other night was like retro. Using a dumb phone, it's actually a lot harder to do than you think, because I couldn't even go to AT&T necessarily and say, hey, I need a SIM card for an iPhone 3G or an iPhone 1. They're going to look at me and be like, I don't even know if I have a full-size SIM card.
No, they still
like,
have it.
wow.
They still sell
Do
it. Yeah, I went to Verizon. They still have it right now. They'll
Holy
charge.
shit, man.
Yeah, they still got it. Especially the older stores, the privately owned one. They have a lot of those.
That would be kind of, I mean, is that a waste of money for me to, you know, spend, was it $30 a month for like prepaid service for a full-size SIM to put in my original iPhone? Because I still have my original like day one iPhone.
I mean, this is for like your son or something like that. Then no, I don't think it's a waste of money at all.
No, it's not for anybody but me. Like, my phone works, and I can send you a text message. On my iPhone.
I don't know.
Like,
that,
I want to daily drive my original iPhone. No Facebook, no fucking nothing. Just
you just leave your main phone at home. It's like, all right, today, no internet, no nothing, just phone.
I
That's
still
it.
carry it, but you know, like, I think it'd be hilarious to, or cool, or nostalgia. Remember? Like,
Nah.
it'd be cool. Like, it still works. The screen still works. It still charges. I bought a charger for it, and I'm like, well, it has City on it. It's jailbroken, and cool. But
I
didn't
think
think I could swap it.
I
didn't think I could get a SIM that would work in it.
I think it'd be worth it just to have. And then you go to a party and then you just like, hey, couldn't call me real fast. And just so you whip that phone out, it's like, dude, are you still rocking a iPhone 2G, 3G right now? Like, yeah, I still got
It's
to today.
day one, dude. Yeah, it's 04, 05 iPhone.
It's like running to Will Ferrell and just watching him use his BlackBerry. This is the funny.
I'm gonna walk into AT&T, or I'm gonna have to Google that today. Be like, where can I get a prepaid service?
It'd be worth it for the $50, $30 you gotta spend on that just for that little bit alone.
I'm doing it. I want to figure that out.
Yeah, you go over to Luke or Jeremy's house. Like, what are you doing? Oh, what are you talking about? I'm just using my phone. Yeah, why do you have that phone? Well, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, it's like half the size of my phone I currently have. It's like a toy, you know. It's like itty bitty tiny, and you're like, we used this, and we thought this was amazing, but then you're like, oh, it was, you know. So
It is amazing. I mean, it was a great phone when it first came out, and it still is a great phone right now. And then I think now people would just appreciate it just for the simplicity of everything. You couldn't really do too much, but it was still pretty advanced for what it could do.
yeah, I mean, you got notes, you got your calculator, and you got a handful of games that came out for it.
Yeah,
But
like
Your iPod.
you got
It's got a
to.
physical. It's got a physical headphone jack.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm a bad man. I got a physical audio input.
I can't believe he still managed to hit me with that. It's bullshit.
What's that? Oh, you're still
Oh yeah,
monsters.
I'm setting up monsters. Just going through it one by one. Took my time with the game.
I'm gonna have to make a fucking stink pickle.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold on until I get to my destination, but
I
the
mean,
countdown has started. Like at episode of 24. Just boop.
you ain't the only one. Beef over here is trying to get me to take him outside for the longest time. He just
Yeah.
kept staring at me. Hey, can we go yet?
Shut the hell up.
Can we go yet? Can we go yet? He's afraid to go right now because I yelled at him yesterday because he shitted on the carpet.
Man, shit the house, huh?
He did. Yeah.
First rule of house. That's the first rule of house club. Beef. You can't.
Well, I mean, I was
He's
laying
still
down.
carpet.
You know, he was waiting for me to take him out. I was like, oh, give me a second, dude, because I was on my phone. Next thing you know, he couldn't hold it anymore. And yeah. Little dude shit on the carpet. Not much I could do after
Eye
that.
contact and everything.
Oh man, I got so mad. I yelled at him. He ran straight back to the kennel. I was like, "Yep, I'm out of here. Not dealing with you." I tried to warn you. You didn't want to listen. They were like, "You couldn't wait 5 more minutes, huh?" I want to finish Invincible while being on my phone. You couldn't wait until the show was over.
Oh yeah, how was it? Was it good? I didn't get
Oh, dude. Yeah, it was great. You'll like it. You'll like it. The newest one out, freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You will really like it. Definitely a turning point. So catch up, enjoy the show.
Alright.
I won't spoil anything. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I should be able to watch it tonight.
Yep. And then here pretty soon, I will be watching Solo Leveling and then catching up on whatever shows and I'll be going out for the night maybe. I don't know. I haven't really decided what I want to do.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm still amped up from the coffee this morning and yeah, I need to go do something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh pot, huh?
Fresh pot. Protein coffee every morning. It's the go-to.
I think that was Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. He was shooting an episode or a documentary or behind the scenes of making an album, and He actually went to the hospital from drinking too much coffee, but he'd be like, fresh pots, and that was.
How much
The
coffee do you have to be
intern-
drinking to go to the hospital though? Because I had like maybe just 2 cups. That's it.
But yeah, he'd be, you know, playing the drums or whatever, or in the studio, and he'd just be like, fresh pot, and then someone would bring him fresh coffee, or if he was making coffee, he'd be screaming fresh pot, and but yeah, I think he had to go to the hospital or go get checked out, because he was drinking pots of coffee.
All coffeeed out, huh?
Yeah.
Cracked out off coffee. I don't take it that far personally, but yeah, I can get to that level pretty fast. But
I
damn.
fixed it. Insert a SIM card eject tool, the paper clip. No, I need to find a SIM card for my phone. I don't need to replace the SIM card tray. Verizon has one, but it looks like a micro.
They have adapters online too, by the way.
Oh yeah, I do remember the adapters. We
Yeah.
had those at Celtech, or we'd cut them and then use the.
The adapters for different phones.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
yeah, not all is
I
lost.
remember. I'm gonna fire it up. You're gonna get a text message from a random 816 number.
Well, I mean, oh yeah, you have the newer iPhone, so it does have a SIM card. I still have a SIM card right now with my current phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Well,
can.
then, I don't think they have iMessage on the old phone. You know?
No, they
So it's
don't.
Literally.
Yeah, it's all text
Yeah.
message. Well, you can't send me iMessage anyway.
yeah.
Kind of lacking an iPhone to do that.
Oh, I know, but it has RCS now and stuff like that, where it just communicates well.
Oh
So
yeah.
That's what I'm saying right now. It'd be a multimedia message or just a generic SMS. Watch the fucking ear speaker doesn't work or something.
The battery might blow up on you. It's been a long time, man.
Huh? I charged it and it held the charge. I could turn it on right now.
Really? Have you tried leaving it on for a
Yeah.
long time to see how long it lasts? Because I can't imagine it lasting too long.
Yeah, I've left it on like a month.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't connect it to Wi-Fi or network or anything. It just sat there.
That is pretty impressive.
Right. Yeah, man. It's still in really good shape. There's a dent on one corner, and then the LCD screen, which I kind of kicked myself. I probably could have replaced it whenever I was at Celtech, but my LCD has a line through it. Other than that, it works perfectly. Everything works.
I'm pretty sure you can find somebody online to sell your new LCD on there.
I'm almost afraid to open it, dude. I'm almost afraid to even. I don't want to fucking mess it up. If I make it that far into using it, then I might consider it. But as of right now, could you imagine if someone sold an upgraded LCD? Like this is where my mind goes on certain things like this. This is like, they make mod kits for Game Boys? Why don't they make mod kits for original iPhones? They make custom iPods.
I think it's just the market's not there. There's only some diehard fans that would actually buy it.
Fine, I'm gonna make my own bespoke.
Actually, you know what you could make a mod kit for was like the iPhone 4. That was a thing for a while.
Oh yeah, the double glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easy. 2 screws, slide it out, slide the back glass on. Yeah. I don't know. I remember, but no, it's. I don't know, man.
Nam had one for a while on the iPhone 4, iPhone 5 too. You know, and yeah, he had a blue iPhone 5 at the time. You know, I think it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think I had a blue one for a bit. Blue, red.
Yeah, the original iPhone colors that came out
Yeah.
before they actually started marketing all that. Apple had no idea that people wanted different color phones.
Black or white.
Yes,
Black or white. I remember the white one being a big deal when the 3GS came out.
yeah, it was. But I don't really care. I mean, I was more interested in a
32
blue or red
gig.
one.
32 gigabyte of memory or storage.
And
white.
64 was a whole lot when it first came
Oh
out. I was
my
like, oh my god,
God,
that's a
you're-
lot of storage. And now it
You're a
ain't shit.
baller if you had a 64 gig.
Yeah, now 64 gig ain't shit.
Alright.
You can barely fit anything on 64.
What's this, a phone for ants?
I could take
This thing plays
one
Wi-Fi?
video.
No, it doesn't. fuck is this? This is bullshit.
The kids will lose their minds nowadays. They have to use what we have to use. I can't play no Roblox. Are you serious? This is bullshit.
The calculator app and spell boobs on it. There you go. That's what you get. Here's a game of Snake. Here's your unorganized iTunes library of weird LimeWire names.
You were lucky to even have like Tetris on that phone sometimes. And now you can have any game you want.
Yeah, like Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. That's such a good game. That's so good. People are really watching. It's like, why do they hate Guitar Hero so much? It's
we'll get back around to that. One of these shows where I'm kind of scared to put it further into the universe, like add fuel to that rocket booster of a.
I mean, we're
Guitar
still
Hero
very early into the year where they're still announcing games for next year and the years after. Still very early on. You are facts. Man, freaking South Park hit the nail right on the head on that one.
Do you hear any more about South Park and their whole thing going on with Paramount and HBO? Is there any news on that yet?
I haven't been keeping up with that. I know there's like a court case, and they're trying to settle and trying to prove that hey, it's a movie, it's not a TV show for their special and everything. But
okay.
I don't know anything else about that. Oh dear.
These are individual titles. Yeah. Bigger, longer, and uncut. Still pretty funny.
It is. This is a great movie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of politics behind that too, because they wanted to control more of the movie that the studio did, but the creators like, nah, we're not gonna make it the way we want, and we're not gonna make the movie at all. Oh, bad news. The stream has ended because of network
Put
error.
another quarter in. All right, man. Well, is that a sign?
I think that's a sign right there. I will stop recording here
Alright.
pretty soon, and then I will edit this.
I'll
And
be in Pontoon in 20 minutes, and I'll definitely lose everything then.
yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try to compress this file and upload it on today, and then we'll see what the universe has in store for us. People may like it, people may not. I don't know yet. I mean, hey,
I don't even know if you want to put that one out. That one was just kind of.
this is the most randomness things out there, but hey, maybe somebody out there might enjoy it, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so we run it that way, man. But
Fuck
hey,
it.
yeah, you drive safe. I'll talk to you later, man. Bye.
All right, man. Bye.
See you stop recording.